Hi, it's a Joey Reynolds rap. I'm sitting still in the car. The main reason is because I make my friends nervous when I'm doing this driving. Although, when Jerry Seinfeld did it later, and what's his name, the late night guy on CBS TV, I just forget his name. But, hey, a lot of people forgot my name. I'm not on the A list anymore. I'm on the Z list. I worked at WXYZ. I worked at WABC. All of them were owned by ABC. ABC was the beginning of the alphabet and XYZ is the end of the alphabet. So I guess that broadcasting would be the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. WABC, New York. WXYZ, Detroit. Oh, wow. I made the beginning of the alphabet and the end of the alphabet and every station in between. What I was going to do is I was going to go on a tour for my cheesecake and bring it around to every station I ever worked at. So I would be on a world tour. I would be in more places than Elton John if I went to every station I ever worked at. I'd be on a lifetime tour. I would be way long gone on this tour. I've had a lot of jobs, I've had 48 jobs that I reported. There were two others I didn't tell everybody that I had a couple of other things happen where I didn't stay too long. Where was I? WXY. I was on Z100 when Scott Shannon first began in New York. I was there one day and they decided I should be on the road. So I went to Chum in Toronto for a month, CHUM. I went to the WJR FM station in Detroit for a month. I went to WFIL in Philly and stayed there for 2 years, I think it was. I never made it back to LA. I was crawling back to LA because Los Angeles is not a big city. There's a mirror at one end. So here I am with my bad jokes, and I'm sitting and I'm parked. And the reason I'm doing this is to make my sister happy. She doesn't like me to drive the car while I'm doing my raps. And my friend Robert Fleischer, the artist who did my cheesecake box, he doesn't like this either. And Robert is always saying, you're driving that car. What are you holding the mic with? What are you holding the camera with? It's like this now. See, that's me doing it. Well, when Seinfeld and those guys did it, they had a crew. I don't know how they had 12 people in the car with sound and sight. But this is it. Now you got a woman here who's walking. This is a dog walk I'm at. So I see a lot of shit on the street. Welcome to New York. Oh, man. Where is this thing? Let me see if I can get a shot of the dog there. I don't know if I can even pick this up. Yeah, there it is. And she's got a wrapper. So she's a Reynolds wrapper, too. Of course, she's picking up a lot of crap. So am I. The lottery. If you won $2 billion and you won the lottery, would you buy Twitter? What a dumb thing, If you're a billionaire, you go out and buy a social media company and then ask people to leave the job and then try to hire them back because they were important in putting it together. That's what this Musk did. I think he's just a clown. See, people want to be famous. He wanted to be famous. He took the space shot to be famous. That car that he built, the electric car, which I don't favor. I favor the hydrogen. Hydrogen. They say in England, hydrogen. I took this car and I had it for almost a year from General Motors. It was called the Equinox, long before they named this other 6-cylinder vehicle. And I drove it for a year and I had every famous person in that car. Everybody. I think I've told the story before on the Reynolds Raps. I've had even Judith Reagan, the author, and Willis Pyle, who's the last living Disney artist, the mayor of the city. I've had everybody. Everybody was in that car. It was the best car ever. And my friends are now saying, I found the pictures in my storage, and I sent them around. And they said, why don't we do that? And I said, because the program got killed when General Motors came to Washington for a bailout. And the president decided that he wasn't going to give them any money for this 25 cars they built, which was a model. Now, they were on phase 6 of hydrogen technology, and Toyota was on phase 2. So we were way ahead of the Japanese. Now, hydrogen, I think, is going to be the answer to our problems, except the oil companies aren't going to be happy because there's a lot of people involved in that. See, the problem is America was a working society, and now we became an investment society. So people are putting their money into whatever is going to make them more money or to keep the money they have. And they don't want to work. So that's what the shift that we've had. The other thing is we vote for people rather than for ideas. We need to vote for the what we're doing, not the who's doing it. And when we do that, we're going to have a better society. I would say we should have also a day where we have a day of reckoning in America. I think we ought to take the whole country ought to celebrate a day called the Economy Day. And what we ought to do on that day, you know, instead of Flag Day, we used to call it Independence Day. We have a lot of holidays. They all come down to people wanting to sell stuff. So we take the Economy Day, and that is a day that every single person doing business in the United States of America lowers the price 10%. Lowers the price of whatever they're selling, whatever they're doing, 10% on this one day by law. That's what we need to do. And then you'll have everybody kill the economy. The inflation in the economy. We don't want to kill the economy. Well, we want to kill a lot of people who are taking us down the bad road, but you can't do anything about it right now because we have a system that is very antique. You know, the way we vote for people. Should vote on the phone, where you have an iPrint, like an iPhone. You know, your iPrint is on the phone, and you can only vote once. Otherwise, there's going to be a big bar across the picture, and it's going to say, whoops, no, thank you. You know, it'll be your password is your eye here, see, on the phone. That'll be your password. So we start voting with electronics. Everybody has one anyway. Then you don't have to go to these polls. You don't have to get badgered by people who are running for office. You don't have to watch all these commercials about everybody, which is the other thing. You know, see, the reason they don't want to stop it is all these television stations and radio stations make money off the commercials of people running for office. That's why. You know that. It's all about the money. Is my one eye closing? That's my iPhone. Keep your eye open so you can vote. And you can have your favorite character win if you wink. It's Joey Reynolds.